Alright guys, we got 2009 Honda Accord here, and we're going to be replacing the rear brake pads and rotors. As you can see, the brake pads are fairly new, but the disc is not in good condition. It's making all types of noise, vibrating the car, so we're going to be replacing this. And plus, I'm going to make another video on the front ones. If you have a 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12 models of Honda Accords, same procedure guys. Alright, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go grab some tools, and we're gonna remove the caliper, the two screws here for the rotor, and the two bolts for the bracket in the back, and then we'll compress the piston and get this thing going, and we'll install new brake pads and rotor. Alright guys, to begin, I'm gonna be loosening up these two little screws here. You could use a punch. I like to do it now because later on it's gonna move around all over. Right now the brake pad is holding this rotor for me where I wanted it at. So if you don't have a punch, I have a punch which I don't use anymore because the thing just breaks. But worst come to worst, if I need to, I will use it. So all I'm doing is hitting this and making the screw turn. Alright, these are locked in very tight. They're not gonna open up on their own. Alright, so just give them a good tap and they will become loose. And after that, we'll remove the two screws. One, two. Alright, so this is all free. Alright, and what we can do next is we're gonna be removing the two bolts on the caliper. They're both 14. This is the one right here. Alright, if you have a power tool, use it. If not, then do it by a ratchet. I am going to be putting this back by a ratchet, alright? It just makes it so easy to bring it off. So there it is, 1, 2. Alright, after this, you should be able to get this caliper off. Just like that. And you can let it sit here. You know, the emergency brake cable is going to hold it for you. And these brake pads, you see they're jammed in. Alright, they shouldn't be jammed in, crazy jammed in. See, that one is totally jammed in. So if you have a flathead screwdriver or something similar to this chisel, just tap it and bring out that little guy. Alright, this is severely jammed. Alright, shouldn't have to hit that hard to get the brake pads out. Alright, there we have it guys. Alright, after this, let me take my camera back here. Only if I can fit it. Alright, let me see if you can see this. Alright, right back here guys, we have the two number 19s. I'm sorry, they're number 17s. So I like to use this long letter gear wrench. Alright, they're pretty tight guys, and that's how they are. Alright, lose it one at a time. Once you have this one loose, go to the second one. These are really tight. Alright, this guy went to a corner shop around away from his house. They never torqued anything. I think that was way too tight. Way too tight, alright? I like to take my time after I'm done and I go through everything, and I usually torque everything. Usually you don't see it on the camera, but I do go with a torque wrench. What that does, it gives a smooth little tightness, because tightening it too much is like you're taking a hammer, you hit it right there and it gets bent. Same thing with the rotors, they get warped. Alright, so here we have one bolt out. And here comes the second bolt, which is still tight. Alright, there it is. So we got both bolts out and the bracket is out. Alright, we're pretty much almost done removing this little guy, what we can do next is we're gonna take out that rotor. So if it's tight like that, just tap it with the hammer and it should come right out, right? Usually you will have that issue, so just tap it, turn it, and it should come out all the way. All right, there we have it, guys. And there's the rotor. This is a cheap rotor from AutoZone. If you see that color, no good. We'll clean this up, and I gotta wait for the parts now, and then we'll just continue. All right, guys. I want you to clean the hub here. All right, make sure the surface is nice and clean. It doesn't have to be shiny. Just clean it really good, because a little bit of dust and corrosion, it might make the rotor sit uneven, and that will cause a lot of pulsation, vibration. All right, so this looks pretty good. Also, there's two washers here. All right, usually they fall off. This one and this one right here. Make sure they're there, right? If they're not there, you're gonna be in trouble, right? Because it's gonna be making the caliper sit uneven, and that's gonna cause a lot of noise, pulsation, vibration. All right, guys. Next, I'm gonna take my camera over this way a little bit. We're gonna take a look at this caliper right here, and just take a very soft wire brush. This is not a heavy duty wire brush. Just clean off all the dirt and debris of the boot. All right. And we're gonna compress this piston. This is a dual piston. So pretty much when you pull your handbrake, this turns and it grabs the brake. And also it works with your hydraulics when you're pressing the foot brake, and it pushes the brake also. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go get a pry bar. I'm gonna twist it and turn it with the pry bar. All right, guys, so I'm gonna take a pry bar here. Let me see if I can angle my camera right there, guys. That way it's not bothering me. All right, all you need to do is turn and push. You don't need to have that special tool. If you got it, very good. I got it, but I just want to show you guys how to do it without it. All right, and if you can't do it, like I'm probably not gonna be able to do it, and the best thing is then you go get that tool and do it with the tool. All right, but once it turns, like I got this thing to turn, all right, just don't rip the brake line. All right, once you get it to turn, it's gonna go, guys. It's not gonna stop. It gets easier once it turns. But if it's very complicated, guys, just use the tool. All right, the kit is expensive, it's not cheap, so if you need to use some type of force to hold it for you, use it. Just be careful, like I said, the brake line. All right, several turns. So all I'm doing is turning it and I'm pushing it. Turning it and pushing it, all right? All right, guys, so turn, push at the same time, all right? And look at that, how smooth it is, all right? And it's gonna go all the way in. And then all right, guys, there I have it. And make sure it's straight, all right, like aligned to this, all right, straight, all right, just like that I have, because the brake pad is gonna have a little spot where it's gonna have a little thing sticking out. That's gonna go right in there. All right, guys, so that's it. I'm still waiting for the brake pads and we'll continue. All right, guys, we're gonna reverse the procedure. Got the new motor here. Make sure you clean the surface. It has probably oil or grease all around here. Clean it or you will have failing brakes. Alright. Oil is on because to prevent the rotor from rusting while it's on stock. So take the two screws, put them in, tighten them equally. You don't have to tighten the heck out of it. Just enough, because all this does is it holds the rotor flush for you. All right, turn it. There should be no scrapes. Alright guys, next step is I'm gonna get the caliper bracket here that goes here. We're gonna clean it and put the shims on. Alright guys, next step is we're gonna take the hardware off the old bracket here. As you can see right there, the brake pad was just bouncing in there. It was making all kinds of terrible noise. Alright, there it goes. Alright, and take a wire brush such as this, clean the surface guys. Alright, clean the surface really well. It doesn't have to be shiny. And after that, you're gonna grab the hardware kit. Let me put that on right there. And what we're gonna do is, it's easy to install this while it's off. And you can push the little guy right in the center right there. Usually I use a screwdriver or something, but anything will work. All you need to do is push right in the center right there, and it will go in flush. Alright guys, and do the same thing with the other one, same thing with this one. Alright, make sure it's flush and even guys. You don't want it uneven. Like, alright, so the surface is even guys, and make sure you push it down with something. Use anything, flathead screwdriver, anything will work guys. Alright, same thing with this one. Let me just make sure everything is flush here. Alright guys, there I have it. I like it, it looks good. Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here a little bit, and we're gonna take this little guy in the back, the camera. Make sure your little washers are in. Alright, we'll take our bracket next. Alright, get all the threads you can. Alright, I'm gonna take this, move my camera out, and then I will torque this, and then we'll continue guys. But right now I'm gonna just tighten it by hand, just snug it. Don't over tighten it either, just enough so it holds. All right, let me bring the light back here guys so we can see better. Should have done that before, but all I did was put the 2 bolts in. Alright, that's one. And guys, that's 2, alright? They're not super tight. I got them slugged in. And I'm gonna tighten them, and I'm gonna come right back, guys. Because I need to put my torque wrench back here. Alright guys, I got this tight and this tight. And what we're gonna do next is I am gonna bring my camera out of here, and we're gonna be looking at it right from right here guys. Alright, we got the brake pads. I already did the other side. Guys, this little sensor has to be on the inside and the bottom. Alright, it can never be in the front, and it can never be on the top. You can put it by mistake on the top. Pretty much if you take the pad from the other side, put it, it will be up, but that's not the right way to do it. Alright, and another thing why I didn't leave that in there is there's a reason why I didn't leave it in there, because I'm gonna show you why I took out that brake pad that I just had in there in the back end. And it might be the same reason why I'm gonna be taking this one out of here. Alright, the reason is I don't want these brake pads to be in there super tight. Alright, they have to be nice and smooth. Alright, they can't be really tight in there. Alright, so let me try one more time. And after that, they're coming back out. Alright, so pretty much I have a little problem here. I bent that guy a little bit because it's causing restriction to my brake pad. Alright, so this brake pad is not perfect. We're gonna have to scrape a little bit here and there. So all you do is you take a file. You guys, you take a file and you just file it a little bit, alright? just like so. Usually that little bit of paint that just came out is the trouble, all right? And that's it. All right, guys, let me smooth these out and then we'll continue. All right, guys, got the brakes in. I had to scrape them, but make sure you get them in there and they're flush and they go in easy, all right? Not too hard. Anyways, next, this little, they has like a little groove right here. It's gonna go right into the center of this caliper. So you make sure you have that aligned, guys, and it should go in real easy and smooth, all right? Check your pins for grease. This customer requested that he greased it himself not too long ago. So he said, I don't need to touch that. So I'm not touching that, guys. Anyways, there it is, guys. All right, I'm gonna go get the proper wrench there and I'm gonna tighten this up, all right? And we'll continue. All right, guys, this is number 14. So make sure this doesn't spin in the bottom. And just tighten this and then I'm gonna torque it afterwards. And that will be all, guys. And do the same thing for the opposite side. So I got this snugged in. And I'm gonna snug this one in and then I'm gonna torque this later on before the car gets the wheels on. All right. If you don't have a torque wrench, guys, just tighten it as good as you can. Just don't leave it loose. But I would recommend you tighten it with the torque wrench. All right, so guys, there we have it. Brakes on the 09 Honda Accord. If you have a 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, same procedure, guys. And if you walk to the other side, I did these the same way, guys. Same thing, all right? Same procedure. Nothing different, all right? So thank you, subscribe, bye-bye, and I will see you on the next one. All right, if you need help, just send me a message with anything.